colleague there.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome to Hearns Live Trackside.
This is a special edition.
Yep.
We are live. Where are we?
Keilor.
Keilor Park.
Keilor Park. Drive the Keilor Off-Road Club, right?
Let's start again. We are in Australia.
Yes.
Because often we have people that watch from overseas. So
Yeah, that's right.
in Melbourne, Victoria.
Yep.
Keilor Park.
Yep.
That's right.
Keilor Park at the Keilor Electric Off-Road Club.
That's it.
That's right.
Unfortunately, there's a few drips of rain.
There are,
Racing.
unfortunately.
Racing's been interrupted today.
Yes.
But we thought we'd take the time to do a live.
Yes.
We're going to do a very special raffle. And we're
Yes.
going to get some of the guys racing here to come on.
What's this event? Why are we here?
The Vintage Bash, of course.
Is it the
I
Vintage
just
Bash?
took it that everybody knew.
No,
It's
can't
all,
assume that.
it's all we've talked about the last 2 weeks.
That's right.
True
So
that.
we're at the Vintage Bash in Keilor, and we've got a whole heap of people that have turned up.
We have.
It's a big event, isn't it?
It's probably one of the
Feels
biggest
like a
events
national,
actually.
even
Ever.
bigger than nationals.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
There'd be 300 people, you know, because people have got guests here. Not everybody's
friends.
racing.
Yes.
People watching.
And although there's 300 people, there's probably like 1,000 cars.
That's it.
People
Oh,
have,
cars. Cars galore.
some people have bought 20 cars. Some people have bought 3 cars. But
How many cars do we have? We probably have 12 cars, the three
we
of us.
probably have 12
Yeah,
cars
there's a few
between
here.
the 3 of us. That's right.
Right.
And some cars have landed here.
Some
I know,
real
some
We're
close.
going
real-
to see some of these.
Super
so
special
super special.
cars.
Shoemaker Cat, XLS.
So they're going to see lots of this stuff. But
Yes.
first thing first, should we do the raffle?
Yes.
think we
So
should
how
do the
about we
raffle.
show off? So with the
We
Vintage
should get
Bash,
this bloke in here to help with the raffle.
That's right. This is the raffle prize. So
Yep.
this is
That's
a raffle
right.
prize which is being offered by the club,
By the club.
and there were only 100 tickets available.
Yep, they were
and they were
$20.
$20 each. And
That's
they were all
right.
sold.
And
Isn't that right?
very special limited
There
edition
it is.
turbo. We've got
100 tickets sold.
100 tickets sold.
So
A lot of money raised for the club.
well, a lot of money going to be spent at the club.
Yeah, it's good. The
Actually,
facilities are
Actually,
amazing.
I think it's already spent.
It probably has
Yeah,
on the dim sims and rolls that we
yeah,
have.
that's right. All stuff that you've eaten.
That's right,
So
which
and,
is fantastic.
yeah, no, it's been really good. So the money won't actually go. You know, it will just go straight back into the club, into the infrastructure. We've got plenty to do, particularly with everything that's happened here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of rain interruption today, but it's
Yep.
a 2-day event.
Yep.
So we'll
Tomorrow's
be
looking all
back
right.
again tomorrow.
The forecast, I think, is looking all right for tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Well,
yeah,
it has been pretty good up to now, hasn't it?
it has been, yes.
All right. So what are we
All
going to do? So
So-
we're going to do the
Raffle?
raffle. So
Yeah.
we've got the
Let's
got
see,
our little
let's
thing
get
up.
on the camera.
I think my daughter's
Okay.
hanging to push
Yes,
the button.
she will
Is
push
she?
the button.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
So
gonna
here we go. Here, right?
That's a bit
Okay.
funky.
Come in.
Tamara, you go.
Tamara, the button pusher.
You have to go with the mouse and press spin.
Ah.
So the
You ready?
number from 1 to 100. Press.
Press spin.
Try to click.
Wait, where do I click?
That way. That way.
All right,
it's spinning, it's spinning.
Spinning.
It's spinning.
Here we go.
Have you got
Okay,
the list?
raffle
It's
is
about
up.
to be drawn. Who's got the numbers?
It's about to slow down.
Who's got the list?
Are you
I've got the
ready
list.
for
The
raffle?
list is actually in number 68.
All right.
Who's number 68?
Who's got the list?
I've got the list in my pocket.
Oh, let me
So
get
how
it.
about-
Oh,
Oh, put your hand in my
I
pocket.
reckon
flip
I
this
sold
over.
ticket 68.
68.
All right.
Who's
So
number
what?
68?
Here we got the list here.
What's in the list?
Hello.
You can look.
You want to? Here's a list. Come over here,
Who is
Tamara.
it?
All right. So what do we got here? So we've got this is up to 34.
Come on, BG.
You got-
Anticipation's killing me.
What was that? 68? Was it?
68.
Get on the program, mate.
68. Who's that?
Craig Bowrings.
I'll go on the news.
Craig Hawkins is the winner of the Optima Mid.
The
Can I
very
take it?
lucky winner.
Do you take what?
Can I take that?
You want to take that and give it over?
Who is he?
Well,
I think we're just going to call so far. So how about you hold on to that tomorrow? And we'll wait until they come into the booth here.
let's hope that he can come on and collect his car.
That's it. How
What
good
do
is
you
that?
reckon? It's amazing, isn't it?
That's a pretty special Kyosho Optima Mid.
Isn't it? That's
It
the
is.
turbo edition, first edition with the extra wing, the
And
extra
the-
stick sheet.
That's right.
It's really good. Really good.
Wow.
So we've got a lot of money there for the club, which is really nice.
Yep.
Now, Vintage Bash. Now,
Yep.
we did get runs in today, didn't we?
We did.
You had a race,
I had a run. Comical.
I had a couple of races, and we all raced together
We did.
in the Comical Cup, wasn't
How
it?
crazy was it?
There were 17 cars on track, and that was phenomenal.
You know what really shocked me?
What?
Was I was in last position. As I was catching up, I caught up to you, and
Yes.
you were driving backwards. You're in reverse.
I was driving in reverse around the track. That's right. No, it's a comical cup, so you got to make it entertaining.
Well, it was pretty comical for me.
Yep.
So it was great fun.
It
All right, so
really
we've
was.
announced the winner there. So there's the listing there. So
Craig Hawkins is the lucky winner. I
that's
don't
right.
know the
Congratulations.
person. I don't know him personally.
Yep.
Maybe we just draw another one.
Okay, so while admin is working out where
Craig,
Mr. Hawkins is,
well, he could have been an online purchaser, so it
well, that's
doesn't
a
mean that he's
possibility,
here
right?
today.
That's right.
So these tickets have been available for a couple of weeks now, 6 weeks,
They have been.
that we've been promoting this.
Yep.
And some money. So if we're not in
Yep.
there yet,
So we've
Yeah.
parked the car for a moment.
we'll park the car for a moment.
Yep. So how
And-
about we start looking at some stuff? So
Okay.
we've
Okay.
invited,
Let's get some people on.
yeah, so
and
we've
look at their
invited some
cars.
people on.
Thank you,
We're just
Tamara.
waiting for them to come. So while we're waiting,
We couldn't
how
have drawn it
about
without
Get
you.
Marlin.
oh, Marlin's coming.
And
So
then I'm going to
a lot of you probably haven't seen Marlin in a while.
Is
but
he bringing
Marlin,
trains on?
He's
Yeah,
not bringing
train
trains.
coming.
He's bringing different vehicles.
Oh, where is he?
There he is.
Get in the middle
There
there,
wasn't
mate.
really anywhere to
Hey.
run trains here.
Yeah, it was.
This is the vintage bash. It's
It is
not
a vintage bash.
Yeah, but
Have you enjoyed it? You've
I
been a couple
have.
of times.
I have actually. I've been here in practice, and I've seen you guys
Let's
with
call
the,
him on the
the
line.
comical hornets and grasshoppers. And,
Did you run this one today?
you know what? I did not.
You missed your
I
race,
missed
didn't you?
my initial heat, and my second heat was only 2 races away.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, this is gonna fly.
It's gonna fly.
I did have a few practice laps with it.
And how was it in the practice
really
laps?
nice.
Was it?
Really controllable.
It was really good, huh?
Yeah,
So is this the one we did a video on?
we did.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's actually had a bit of a run.
That's it. Brett
Yeah,
and I
cool.
had an in-depth look at this and how it was painted.
We did, didn't we?
And at
in
that,
the studio.
we did.
Yep.
Yeah. At
And
that-
have you run it before today?
no,
Oh,
No.
it's fresh.
no, it was completely fresh.
Let's
And,
take a look under the hood.
Yeah, let's have
do
a
it.
closer
Let's
look.
take the pins
I
off.
hope it's 9 steps powered, or have you got race packs in there?
We'll find out. Pop this off. It's a very snug fit.
All
But
right, so Mr. Brett, can you hit the auto button, please? We'll flick
We
the
can-
camera.
We can flick the auto button.
Here we go. Look at that.
Overhead
We
town.
have. Actually, let's just do the picture in picture.
What are we doing?
Picture in picture.
There we go.
All right, so you can see us. All right, what have we got here? This is, which one is it? An original Optima.
Yeah.
Yes.
this is a re-release.
Yeah.
But it's the first of the Optimus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not a mid.
No, not a
No.
mid. And it's not a turbo.
So we've got some speed control here. Oh, actually, I've got to remember that our camera's the other way around. Yeah. That looks better.
Oh, there you go. So this has got more sophisticated electronics than what I've had in any of my previous cars.
Yes.
And it's built more to a racing spec
Yes.
than what I've had, which has been mostly like silver cans Mias, and things that you get in the box. So
So
When
the
you-
performance on this car today would have been quite pronounced
very
over
different.
the cars you've had before,
Very different. It's very controllable,
and would have been quite fast.
very fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what motor have you got in here?
That is a Orca 17.5 turn brushless motor
Yeah.
sensor.
Very nice.
The Blitzstream 2
Yep.
censored motor, and we've got a Just Stock XR10 speed controller in there, 60
Yep.
amp speed controller,
Yep.
which is plenty for 17.5.
Yep. And the battery?
We've got a 9 steps 4200 hard case lipo in there, stick pack.
Yep.
So that can fit in your other retro cars as well.
Yeah.
The tyres look a bit different too.
Yeah, they are Hot Race Bangkoks.
Bangkok's.
Bangkok's version 2.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Nice and grippy.
they would be perfect for these conditions. As tricky as they are to glue up, they are perfect. Now you can build
Yeah.
this car in 2 ways. Is that right?
You mean with the driving configuration? Oh, so yeah, the you can see it under the plastic. It might be difficult to see on camera, but there's the drive belt between the front and the rear. Originally, this came with a chain. There wasn't a belt option when this was new, and when you buy one of these, they give the option of running it as it was originally with that chain, or
Yeah.
you can do what I did for reliability's sake. I installed the belt.
Yeah.
Less servicing, less attention required, but you don't have the cool chain sound that you would get.
Well,
with that.
these cars are duly tooled, right? So they've been engineered to be able to handle brushless motors because
Yeah.
the original stuff wouldn't have been able to do that, I'm sure.
No, I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have.
So yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a pretty fun build.
Yeah.
It's been a big step up as far as like how sophisticated it is compared to like say the Hornet or the Lunchbox, which are fun in their own way. But this really helps you, run quite precise, quick laps.
Oh, well, like
Yeah.
I said, quite a step up in performance from anything.
Oh,
that we've had
absolutely.
before. A bit different to the old Lunchbox.
Absolutely.
I saw the Lunchbox on track before, and it always makes me smile the way it gets around.
That's cool, isn't it?
And you had lipo in that for the first time.
I did. And
How was that?
the fun thing about it, it already pulls pretty good wheelies. But
Yeah.
I had to be careful on the throttle
Not to
taking
go
off
back.
because it will just do a backflip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go over the.
Yeah.
We'll go over the wheelie bar, won't it?
It
And go
will.
onto its roof.
It will actually do that, and it has a sports tune in there, so it has a little bit more power anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just a wheelie machine. It's a stunt
Yeah.
machine.
And it's funny because I actually drove the Frog as well.
Yeah.
And I drove that with a motor that I hadn't had in that before, and it was an absolute missile in the front line. Really, really good. So, no, really cool
Yeah,
cars
it's
here
cool.
today. Thank
That's
you for
nice.
joining us today,
stuff,
Marlin.
of
It's been
course,
great
guys.
to see you. Sorry that got some rain. I have, however, heard that they've just opened the track. So if anybody wants to go out and have a run, the track is open.
I might do that. You
You
know
might as
what?
well make the most of it.
This little Optima might once I help sweep up a little bit and dry it up, might turn in a few laps before the day ends.
Fantastic.
So this has been great. What a fantastic day.
That is a great success
And
Yeah, good
story.
stuff.
we're only halfway there. We got one more day to go.
That's right, we certainly do.
Good
Thanks
stuff.
a lot, guys. Great being
Thanks,
here.
Marlin.
Thanks
Good
very much.
stuff.
Wow, how cool is that?
Excellent.
Marlin is
Loved
the
it.
man. I love having him on camera.
Yeah,
I miss him around the place.
we do.
Hey,
We do.
anyway,
That's
what do you
he's made
do?
it for this event.
Has he ever? All the way from New South Wales.
That's right, because it shifted.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Now let's get on some more special guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now-
Sure.
What? Oh, you're back.
I've got a guess.
Where did you come
Oh,
from?
we've got some
I
special
found it.
guests.
You've been out wrangling people
So
and
you
getting
might
them
have
in?
in.
noticed on camera, I was sort of pointing like this and pointing like this because we're trying to get Andy and
Yes. Trying to get a
into
few
the right
people
place.
together.
That's right. So
That's
Who have we got?
we've got Andy
Andy Cooke and James Knight.
That's right.
something really special.
Yes.
All right,
So let's
do
get
it.
them on and let's have a closer look at what they've got.
Let's get them in.
Here they come. Hello, hello.
I actually think it's going to
Hello.
be too small for 4 people. You
Where
boys
do we go?
go in the
Yeah.
beach.
You guys.
Hello.
You guys
Welcome
go
in.
in the beach. Kick up Type
So,
BT.
yes. Welcome, guys, to the
Thank you.
Vintage Bash.
Yes.
And for bringing in some quite original looking cars you got there.
Yes.
So we'll see them right here on the screen there. So we've got 2 Masami replicas
That's right.
of different eras, right? Different races,
Different
I guess
years.
different,
Yeah,
different World Championship model cars, right? Okay.
So 89,
89?
91.
And
This one
91.
was in Australia. This one was in Detroit, USA.
Right. Okay. Cool.
All based on the same gearbox.
Yeah, stealth. Yeah,
Yeah.
stealth gearbox.
Yep.
The stealth car
Yeah.
that
Yep.
wasn't revealed for a while.
Yes.
And documented in this book by the guys at Gene Hustings, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
So this is reference to what we built.
Yes.
Andy did a much more. I bought this as a kit and then built it up from there. But Andy made his own kit,
Right.
which I think everyone hopefully at this point knows about.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Good,
So when you say you
conversion
built
kit.
that up as a kit,
Yeah.
you found
So I can't
Various
remember
bits.
exactly the company, but there was a couple of gentlemen who did all the original cabinet and
Oh.
Mix 91,
Right, okay.
and it involved. Let me just.
what we can do. I've got an overhead camera as well.
So much like what Andy's done,
Yes.
they made 3D printed suspension
So I
arms
might just bring
and
that over here. Okay.
custom cut carbon fiber
Yep.
to replicate the vehicles that were running the 91 Worlds.
Right. Okay.
So it's interesting when you see the 2 cars because
Yes.
if you look at an original RC10,
Yes.
which was like the famous gold tub,
Yes.
this is where they really started experimenting with like double-decker carbon chassis.
Yes.
So this chassis, Team Associated made it for the world, so they gave it to the team drivers, and at the end of the world, they took the chassis back, and
Right.
no one ever saw them again.
All right.
Very
And
stealth.
and they called it the stealth because of this one. Is that right? 'Cause the
I think so.
gearbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they kept it secret.
Yep.
And they called it stealth. So then they branded it as a stealth.
So you can see, well, this is a double deck here. Well, it's pretty thick carbon, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because when they did the Knicks, I think they designed it not just to be in a replica, but a replica you could run.
Yep.
So they beefed a lot of things up, like the suspension arms and the graphite to withstand modern brushless and
Oh, okay.
be able
Yes.
to run in vintage events as a vintage car.
Actually, I got that the wrong way around.
Yeah.
So,
And Andy's done a bit more of a faithful, true to original
design.
Yep.
Oh, there's the Masami sticker.
Yep.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the
these
original
arms
chassis
here.
were 1/8, I think.
So they're the arms that are 3D printed, are they?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
That's the Shapeways ones.
These are from Shapeways. They're an SLS nylon.
Right. Okay.
Andy talked about his, which I actually think are a new standard.
But, yeah, it's got the
I'll
colour
say that
happening,
way,
the
yeah.
colour.
How cool is it? So which motor did you decide to put in there?
So I'm going to get this wrong. It's a Mr. R.
Mr. R?
Reedy. It's
Okay.
a very special. There's a bunch of it's sort of iconic because of the hot pink label you can just see in there.
Yes.
I think it was a Mr. R. Though there was a discussion about, and people who know more than this than me, talked about Mike Riggy used to come to the events, build the motors, and hand them out. So
Right.
you could buy this motor, but it wasn't maybe the exact motor Masami got.
Yes. Yes.
I think a Mr. R. Is that right?
Yeah, they would have been rebuilding motors at the event, right?
Oh, every run.
Yes.
Yep.
You apparently would turn up with a box of bits and build it to match the conditions for those guys.
So I guess there's
Springs.
certain aspects here which are very Masami, right? So
Yeah.
you've got the receiver, which is in the lightweight box,
That's right.
and that's an original.
Yeah, so
KO.
Masami KO Propo, he obviously ran that for many years. And
Yes.
if you actually maybe look at Andy's first, because this
Yep.
was the earlier model,
Okay.
but this was a trick, whether it was to light and weight.
I assume the
Yes.
weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
was
What
the
is
way.
that? Yep.
So it's this is the same packaging, but a different receiver. It's the later receiver than the one Andy's done.
Right. Okay. Well, how about we'll get Andy's one here as well. Let's just cut this back here. Pop that over there.
Got that one first.
We got this one. Yep. Okay.
So this is
So-
the replica with the original electronics in it. So all the exact components that Masami would have used.
Okay.
There's got the KO CX3 receiver in,
Yep.
in the shrink wrap.
Yep.
And then the KR285A receiver.
Yep.
Speaking first, did I say? Yeah, KR285 receiver.
Yep.
And then the KO, I think it was a PS87 FET servo.
An 87.
Yeah, remember
Oh,
those?
these are the ones with the
7.2
separate
volts.
fit box.
Yeah, it's got the little FET box there.
Yep. I'll make do a bit of a.
Do a zoom in.
Okay. So where we're looking. So we are looking. There's the servo. So there's a servo there. And there's the fit box, which was a separate item with all the wires hanging off,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
it's
they
all
got the
wired together
park there.
the way it came.
Yep. And then over here, here's the KR. What was it?
Yeah,
Here?
KR285A
Okay.
receiver. Yep, which is pretty massive compared to these days. But
Yep.
back then, I think it was pretty small. Like
Well, they were like the
That's
slim
it.
ones, weren't they, back then?
yeah.
Compared like the Frittata ones, they were massive, and the
Yep.
Sandwell ones back then.
And again, in the '89, you had the clear Lexan case.
Yes.
Um,
And there's a CX3 KO speed
Can
controller.
I show you something super
Oh,
cool
yes.
that Andy did?
Oh,
so this
wow.
This is the. Can you see it?
Just,
This is the picture of the original layout.
there it is.
I'll just give Andy some props, but he's matched the cabling, the pack, everything, like
Yep.
the way that the ESC was wrapped. Because I was asking Andy, like, what is under there, and Andy's obviously figured that out, and
Yep.
then had it custom wrapped. So really a true replica in every detail, trying to get to the what actually Sammy ran here in Australia, right?
Yes.
Yep, up in St. Ives near Sydney.
Yep.
That's why this book's so cool, but Sammy's
Amazing.
done a phenomenal job.
Yep. I'm gonna get
So
one of those books.
there's the front end there.
Yep. So we've got all the arms. You might be able to see the color or not, but
Yep.
the PC blend is the filament that they used from Prusa.
Yep.
And they've just released that natural color not that long ago, and it's almost a perfect match for the original associated nylon.
Yeah, it's like a bone white, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So it's it's amazing. It's just come up so accurate. So that was very fortunate that they've released that just recently.
And then this one has got, because we were talking about that, weren't we? We were talking about the chassis with
Yep.
the kick up on it.
Yeah, the mystical 30-degree kick-up chassis. And
It's pretty spectacular, isn't it?
yeah, so we got the mold made.
Yep.
And yeah, we've got this is the first
I mean,
sample
30
sheet.
degrees, it's pretty pronounced, isn't it?
Yeah, yep. So I'm pretty sure all of the associateds throughout all of the series, they're all
Yep.
30 degree.
You're all being 30 degree.
angle.
Okay.
Yep. And then the caster blocks offset the 30 degrees to
Yep.
-5 or -10 or 0.
Yep.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
cool.
getting the mold made for the carbon was quite a was it experience or a mission to get that done?
Yep.
But it's come out really nice.
And looking at the back, I can see the Gold Star.
Yeah,
There's a Gold Star motor.
straight from Mike Reed.
Wow.
Or maybe a pack of Gold Star stickers, but
How good is it?
yeah, got the sticker on. Got the MCI decals sort of all around, and including the motor sticker.
Oh, that one too.
Yep.
Wow.
Hidden away in there.
Yep. So the gearbox itself is 3D printed. Was that different, was it? Because this was the first of the Stealth types 3 gear.
Yeah, that was basically the original Stealth 3 gear when they moved from the 6.
Yep.
And I think they handmade the original prototypes out of nylon for the casing.
Right.
And it was actually a different ratio back then. I think it was a 2.1 or a 2.0 or something.
Right.
Different to what they released eventually in the Stealth.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the reasoning was or whether they evolved it from there.
Yep.
But yeah, that was the original, which was sort of translucent nylon look to it.
Yep.
So you tried to replicate that with the material.
And you got the Yokomo adapters there.
Yep, all the Yokomo adapters. You can get alloy ones as well.
Yep.
No Coast do a bunch of little alloy parts like the wing posts and wing buttons.
I use those parts too. Awesome parts.
Yeah. Well, No Coast, I think they've got the orange wing buttons.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Under there.
Yep.
Yeah, those ones and the post alloy ones.
Yeah, cool. Love the bullet style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do the standoffs as well.
Right. Okay.
Which work on both of these.
Well, there's a lot of research that's gone into these cars, isn't it? And I guess if we put these cars, someone fit them both in there. Maybe not. Let's do this. How's that?
Oh, we've got zoom technology.
We do have technology.
Amazing.
Side by side, right?
Yeah. First time.
Yeah.
So I guess if you look at the little details, I mean, it's interesting how they've taken this to evolve into this.
So the cars are 2 years apart. So
Yes.
the bell crank on here for the steering is very much the original bell crank that they had
Yes.
many years ago. But this was more used and modified of what they were then using in the trucks, right? I think it's
Yes. Yeah.
teeth.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So it's
Much stronger.
yeah, and this isn't. I've got a replica with a different adjustable spring in it. This is sort of a modern sort of what you call a resto mod,
Yep.
where it's got fully ball race version.
Okay.
But yeah, as you go through the car, there's all detailed. I was talking to a gentleman, Roy, who was a team driver from Associated,
Yes.
and he was going through a lot of the geometry and changes they made for this car was specifically for it to work at Detroit,
Right.
which was a crazy super bumpy track,
Okay.
which is very different than what they raced in Australia. So you can really see how Team Associated put a lot of R&D in to change their car to make it win. And
Well,
they've got,
it's a totally different front end.
totally different.
Yeah, it's swept forward, arms with reverse shocks.
And this wasn't available in the market.
Yep.
A lot of this with the shocks behind the shock post, this is the first time I saw it.
Right.
It didn't actually have that until the B4.
Right.
It was the first time they did that geometry.
Okay.
But it's got crazy, very, very different. Again, all for that track apparently. So it just shows the flexibility of the RC10 platform. Because
Yes,
it's
that's right.
fundamentally the
Especially the pivots at the front.
Right.
You can see if you hold that one up maybe.
Yep.
You can see where the hinge pin is for the steering.
Oh,
box.
it is. It's in the
Like
center.
halfway, That might have been for more ground
Yeah,
clearance
Roy's
rather than big bumps.
exactly. It
Right,
was a
okay.
crazy surf section, is that
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So it's up
If you
there.
watch the video of it, you can see how bumpy it was. And they were doing everything they could to make the cars go quick over it.
Those huge bumps.
Yeah.
Wow. And also, I mean, just the shapes of the arms too. I mean, there's a lot more void.
Well, Roy was telling me normally this is swept back.
Yes.
You can see it here.
Yes.
But in this design, they swept it forward to keep the front end nose up in the air over the rough section.
Right. Okay.
So it may be why this car was never actually then into production, because it was so specific to that track.
Right.
But it is fun building the replicas because you learn all these little tricks that these guys are doing.
Yes.
Like I never understood the rear wheels on this.
Yes.
So that if you look at the rear now, you can't see it because Sammy put a stick.
Right.
But it's basically the same wheel as this.
Yes.
But he actually machined it down. So this is a 2.2 diameter. They machined it down to a 2.1.
Right.
So the sidewall's super exposed.
Oh.
And then they drilled like a ton of holes on the inside of the thing.
Right.
And I had no idea why they did that. And
Yep.
Roy was telling me to make it perform better in the soft
Flex maybe.
flex
Oh.
and roll better. So
Right.
they
Especially
did
for the sidewall. Cut down the rim.
Yep.
You
Yes.
get a lot more side.
exactly what he was telling me.
Okay.
And I, so you learn all this stuff about how they made the cars go fast, which I
Yes.
I just think it looks cool. But
Well, that's right. Wow. So what do you have here? This is your runner.
This is the one I've been racing. Yep.
Okay.
So it's basically the same, but just with modern boring electronics in it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so we can split the body off that if you want to.
Yeah. Sure.
But yeah, so it's the same, all the same prototype parts.
Okay. Cool. Well, what I might do? Let's go back on the overhead.
Yep.
Okay. I'll bring those both back. Okay. So
Cool,
the
side by
obvious,
side.
yeah, it's cool.
the obvious differences are the lipo for running, modern electronics here.
Yep.
Also, I guess your brushless motor there.
Yep.
But
And a little tiny receiver.
so tiny, you can even
Can
see
you
it.
find it? Yeah.
Right
No,
here.
receiver. Oh, there we go.
That's under there.
There.
Yep.
And the transponder, which was a big giant thing they used to have to mount.
Oh, that's right.
You see
That's right.
the holes where they used to
So
do
that's
it.
small transponder right there.
Yeah, big body clip for the windscreen.
That's right. Yeah.
It's cool, isn't it? I mean, okay. So apart from the front end, which is a spectacular difference, have they done much with the rear end?
I mean, they're the suspension arms look very different.
They do, don't they?
I think the geometries are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like the hinge points.
But this design of arms, although this was never manufactured, if you look at the RC10T truck,
Yes.
it had that very much lightweight design. These have been thickened up to make them a runner.
Oh, okay. Yes.
The actual original was more this size.
Right.
But that was a period in the RC10 where it was that super lightweight cord out.
Yep.
If you look at the World's 93, a lot of people, myself included, are running some more this design, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So they go back to the filled in.
How cool is it?
And again, I'm sure flex, because it gives better traction with more flex in the arm.
Did they change any of the shocks during that time? Was there
It's the same. Well,
evolution of the
Well,
shock?
I think it's very similar. Because they came out with the Teflon, like the olive color ones.
Yes.
That these are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think they were similar as far as I know.
They were like the hard analyzing, was it?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was a Teflon coating or hard anodizing as well.
Yeah.
so mine's still, it's probably 85% of this run. I've still got the shock caps here are the plastic shock caps.
Yep.
Which were available with the metal shock cap, and there was black ones and the olive color ones. This is supposed to have the black metal caps on it. The
Right.
shock body was the same apart from the coatings for many years, right?
Yep.
It's a phenomenal shot.
Yes.
The length's interesting because there was this period where the front shots got super long.
Yep.
Now they're back short again. So it's the 93 Worlds, which is Kinwald's, has the metal tub, has the short shots.
Yep.
It's much more looking like most of the RC10s were during that period.
Right.
It's fascinating again to see how they change.
Well, they were the standard shock for many cars. I mean, when Yokomos used to all use associated shocks.
Yeah.
Fantastic. A lot of work has gone into these. I love the way there's all the original cells are in there too. Got some 1700 SCEs in there.
700s, yep.
6 minutes if you're lucky.
Novak
No
410,
practice laps back there.
M1C.
Novak original, yeah.
That's cool.
Never run, but it will run in a minute. The gearbox.
Oh,
has
it will
been
run.
Yeah, the goal is I won't ever race it.
Yep.
The goal for mine, I went through a period where I just built the chassis because I love the engineering of it.
Yes.
And then I was like, well, you really got to make them, if they're RC cars, run. Even if they just sit on my shelf, I want
Yes.
to know they run.
Yep.
So now I try and restore them period correct, run them around so I know they work, and they go back on the shelf.
Yeah.
But it's just good to know you could run them.
Yeah, for sure.
And
They do work.
yeah, right. It's an RC car at the end of the day, so it's kind of cool that they can work.
How long do you think it's taken you to get it to this point? It's taken a long time.
Yeah. I started this project. I moved to Australia 3 years ago, just before the thing happened. which
Yes,
you can't
yes.
say. And I started that then. I got the chassis secondhand from another guy in Canada.
Right.
It's at least 3 years in the making. It's probably got another year before I finish it, and
Wow.
I don't even want to say how much I spent on it.
Don't count.
Yeah, and that's when I go in and update all the CAD, that'll be another 50 hours of my time to figure it out. But, yeah.
Well, it's all together at the moment. It looks pretty good so far. I'm sure that once you get it fully finished, it's going to be absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, you can take them as, I think there's many people have done this, and I've definitely gone through like, do I just want it to run and look kind of like it?
Yep.
or like Andrew's done with his runner.
Yep.
And have modern gear in it. And that's
Yes.
what the previous owner did before I got it.
Yep.
But now I've decided, no, I want to make this like more of a museum piece. So I've been trying to get every nut, screw, and bolt. And I can get very triggered with OCD if I get. So there's a bunch of stuff on this, like these screws.
Yes.
This steering servo. I've already switched out these bolts.
Yes.
The bolts of the gearbox are the wrong color. So really trying to get it exactly like it was built is the goal. And that's sort of like the reward in it. That's sort of that's how it feels good when you get that stuff done.
But I think it's a thrill for the original drivers too, because Masami's looked at these. I know he's mentioned about yours as well. That there's 3D printed things.
I think he was amazed that a car 30 years old is now being recreated using modern 3D printing technologies. So
and this is the rarest. Andrew's is the rarest of all the RC10s.
Right.
I think you said 6 or
about
7.
7 or something. Yeah.
There were many more of these made for the team drivers than they were of that. So if you talk to the guys at Team Associate, they say that's the rarest one.
Yes.
And I don't think anyone has done it before you do it, right?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah.
This is the first of that model, I believe.
I think there's a real intrigue as well, because during this sort of period, that's where we all look forward to seeing what the drivers are going to bring to the world. Because they always brought funky stuff,
designs,
and then they did funky stuff to them. And as we learn about it, I don't feel like you see that as much these days. I feel like manufacturers will have a prototype car, but quite often they don't look as, I guess, innovatively different than stuff like this. And actually see this, I guess this is going back to, you see you saw it there, and then wow, you can eventually buy some of this technology in a real RC10 later on down the track.
I think a lot of the geometry of I think this car, the geometry, like the hinge pin points, and a lot of the camber links. I think they're released on the B3, I think it was.
Right.
And this one I think was on the B4.
Right.
A lot of the geometries were similar. I believe. So it wasn't. They didn't immediately release it. There was that evolutionary process, and when they decided to then move on to new designs, a lot of I think design in these were incorporated.
One of the things for me was, so I used to race back in the day when these were, but what I was racing was nowhere near like this. So it's been, I was club racing with a Tamiya, with maybe a Tamiya modified engine and a standard ACOM servo. And the FET servos that these guys are running, the difference in speed and power, and so it's really fun to see like. This was leagues ahead of what I was running. And it's like a time machine to go back and also compare it to what we run today. But the FET servos were a game changer. A lot of the geometry and all the little things they did that I didn't get to experience until decades later.
It's like the 1001 servo, I think it's got fixed. What is it? It's 0.10, was it?
Yeah, 0.1. Yeah, 1011.
When the standard servo back then was like 0.18, it's like twice the speed.
Yeah.
So
you see them when they do that.
Yes.
Like, what was that?
It's just shaking, not turning.
But when you consider servos now, they haven't improved that much. You get to 0.7 now, right? 0.07.
The gap was far greater for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think with the software, a lot of the people decrease the speed of the servos.
Yes.
Because they're too fast.
Yes.
You want to slow down the reaction around center and those sort of setups.
It's really cool. No, thanks for bringing these in. It's an absolute pleasure to look at them.
Pretty cool seeing both of them side by side as well.
That's right.
I don't think that's happened before.
No, I mean, historically, no. Look at this.
I did a little photo session. The rain it's cleared up.
Yeah, well, I mean, the sun is coming back out, isn't it? Which is great.
I now have to repaint my body. Now I see how good the color matches here.
Do you like that color?
I think it's great. I mean, we looked at the book. I know you guys looked at the book when you did this. I think there are a few bodies out there in this color. Because the gentleman that did this for me has done it for a number of other people building replicas. But this feels definitely like the right era of green. So I know I watched your video when you guys painted that together. It looks great. So now I've got another thing to update.
It's really easy too. So now we know the secret. Straight off the shelf bottle of GSI paint. Mix in a bit of flex agent so it's flexible. Ready to go straight through.
Yeah, it was a great video when you guys
approved.
We discovered that together. Well, that's cool.
Cool.
I was just catching all the paint. Tipped over and drips.
We had some accidents, but we worked it out.
That was awesome.
No, that's cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great
time, guys. Cheers.
Well done.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's great.
Cool stuff.
I saw yours running before.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, wasn't it?
Handles very well, unsurprisingly.
You were
world
ripping
champion
around.
car.
Yeah.
Yep, we've got to work
And
out the
then
jumps.
your actual replica there.
Yeah,
That's
all the
spectacular.
period electronics.
Yeah.
Same as James's one, mate.
When are they going to ship with the new?
Ship very
November,
soon.
you said, right?
Yeah, we've got these chassis in production
Oh,
at the
right.
moment.
Yep.
Should have them in maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then taking up the bits and we'll start shipping, probably mid to late November.
That's cool.
I've already ordered mine.
James has ordered his,
Of course.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So we can do a plug, or we've got the Grand
Yeah,
Prix,
yeah, for sure.
GrandPrix3D.com.
Yes.
If you're interested, all the information, pictures, pictures of what you get in the kit,
Sure.
and also what else you need, obviously, like
Yep.
all the shocks and gears and other components
Yeah,
that you
good
need
stuff.
to source.
Yep. Well, I'll post up that link as well on the live. So yeah, if you want to find out more info, easy. All right.
Brilliant.
Thanks again.
Cool.
That's great.
Thanks.
Right,
Brilliant.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Cool. Catch up.
Thanks. All right. There's the
Thanks for
famous
coming on,
body.
guys. Thanks,
buddy.
James.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Cookie.
Thanks, Type BT.
How good was that?
Brilliant.
Oh, let's talk about your door prize.
All price, yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
you have kindly donated a Type BT GP3D.
I have.
GP3D, do I
This
say
is
that?
Bits of this.
Do I say
this is-
GP3D?
Is it GP3D?
This is not. This
Oh.
is a GP3D.
That's right.
GP3D.
But
I'm saying it right. Yes.
But it's going to be the
It's
latest
the newest
version.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go run and grab it
Yeah.
if you'd like.
That's up to you.
Yeah, sure.
I do love to see it.
You can check it. So this is the first model.
This is the first
one.
one.
Before on Hearns.
This BJ's one.
Yeah, this is that's BJ's.
Is it? This is BJ's one.
Very,
You couldn't-
very personal one.
Yeah, that's the one I need help with.
This
Yeah.
feels good now, mate.
It does.
Now we got somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's a
This
type
feels-
BJ.
Yeah,
and
that's
the next
it.
one's a Type BT.
that's
Yeah, that's
right.
right,
I
yeah.
love it.
I'll be back
How
super
cool
fast.
is that? Yeah. We've had these on before, but this is
Yeah.
this is the car that you were building.
Yeah. So I built it up to a point,
And then you
Um,
threw your hands in the air.
and then Andy was kind enough to build it properly.
Pretty much. Well,
Yeah.
It is quite a connoisseur's car, and it's
It
not,
is.
it's not the easiest car to build on camera.
No, that's right.
There's
So
a little
it needs
bit
a
of
bit
fitting
of,
and
it needs a bit of
finishing
care. That's right.
and care. And
Yeah.
when we do cars in the studio on camera, it's really hard,
It is.
you know,
It's like when we were building model kits.
building model kits. So,
But you'll see what happens there.
hey,
So you
you,
probably-
I guess I'm to miss out on this. How much time and effort have these guys put into it?
Plenty.
Oh my God.
Hey, what are they?
I want to say it's lunacy, but it's bloody brilliant,
It is, isn't it?
isn't it? Wow, what a show. Can you see all the cars over my shoulder on track? There's so many cars out here.
Oh, they're going
Getting
back
around.
now, right? Because it's actually cleared up a bit.
It has. It's completely cleared up. The track is dry.
Yep.
There's cars running flat out.
How good is it?
Hello, what have we got? Come on, Andy,
Oh,
come back on.
Hello,
Here he is
I'm in,
again.
I'm in.
Hello.
We have.
All right.
Are you giving
so-
away a pre-assembled
Where's the
one?
camera? I'm not. Here's one I pre-assembled earlier.
Right.
Yeah, so we're giving away a kit of this. So this is the new Type BT,
Yep.
Type BT.
which is could be Brett Todman.
Could very well be a Brett Todman. It's more
But it's
likely
probably
not.
It's also Brabham Taranak.
Brabham
Taranak.
I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah.
What's Taranak? Because I thought
Taranak.
like
He was the what's his first name? He was the designer
Oh, right. Okay.
with with Jeff Brabham.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So
How about I'll grab this one
Yeah,
and we'll get a bit more vision from the top.
yeah, where are we going?
So we'll
Let's
like
go
this.
to Overhead Town.
All right. So here we go.
Population one. Oh, you got nice hands, BJ.
I used to be a hand model.
I've heard that.
They're not looking very good now, but
Oh, excuses.
all right. So what have we got here? So this is very similar. So this is
Yeah. So it's
all right,
similar
side by
concept.
side.
Yep.
Okay, but there are specific differences, right?
Yeah, so we've got, so we'll start with the front.
Yep.
The front suspension, so it had different sort of layout, like a single arm for the Type
Oh,
L
yeah.
here. And
Yep.
we've got the big sort of trailing link for the Brabham. And
Yes.
the front arms like sort of rake forwards versus these ones that rake backwards into the side of the chassis.
Yep.
Little shock absorbers, a sort of outboard. Whereas this
Oh,
one had
okay.
the
Yes,
inboard.
the inboard type.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a sort of different geometry, different suspension geometry.
Which one goes faster?
They're both equally slow.
But the rear is
Yeah.
quite different too, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the rear. So the rear is very similar in terms of the trailing links.
Yep.
But the exhaust system and sort of the detail around the.
We
rear of
had
the
issues
gearbox
with you and
is different.
tailpipes yesterday, didn't we, Beach?
Oh, what's this?
No, I
Yeah.
was just arguing that my tailpipe was bigger than yours.
Should I leave you?
No, we resolved it now.
Okay,
It's all
okay.
good. Yeah.
But it was an issue yesterday. Definitely an issue.
Yeah. So detail-wise, it's
Yeah.
quite different. So you look at the
A lot
gearbox.
of, a lot of sort of cosmetic detail. Well, it's all cosmetic.
Yep.
A lot of details around the gearbox.
Yep.
With the, like tanks, oil tanks, and water tanks. I assume.
You see the extractors going up in the air, so it's got a high-mounted exhaust.
Yeah, so these exhausts which route through the suspension links here,
Yep.
which was tricky to make sure it clears everything. Nice.
Yep.
And you can still get like screwdrivers and Allen keys in to assemble.
Yep.
Yeah, versus the Type L one here where it actually trailed underneath the suspension links. And out the back.
Wow. But the biggest difference is look at all that detail on the front end.
Yeah, so I've got I did do a sort of option
A
kit.
detail.
Yeah.
Oh, detail kit for
Yeah.
this one.
That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, you just didn't
An
get it
afterthought.
because he didn't want you to butcher it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll see how you go with that.
Right.
So yeah, so this time I decided to incorporate it all into the kit because I'd sort of got it all worked out at that time.
Yeah, look at all the
Yeah.
piping. It looks great.
Yeah, so got the little water pipes and oil pipes or whatever it is. For
Yep.
Yep.
What's that tank on the front? That triangular looking thing.
This one?
Yeah.
I believe that's the water tank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you got radiator, water tank, and then you
Yep.
got like little fluid bubbles, probably brake
For the
fluid.
pedals.
I assume. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How good is it? So this is available now, is it?
Yep.
Yes,
This is in
yeah.
production now.
Yep. So
Okay.
And
the-
getting dispatched.
yeah, it's taken
Yep.
me a long time, but finally I've got the kits packed now for the first batch, so they're going to ship out probably on Monday.
Yep. And I saw your #1 model
Yes.
leaving before. I tried to grab it, but I wasn't allowed to
Or
because
did
Tony was going to attack me.
Tony slap you?
He didn't quite because I ran away.
Get fast.
Yeah.
He's fast, he's sneaky.
Yeah, so Mr. Tony Plero, he was
Yep.
the lucky, or the amazing #1 customer.
Yep.
Yep, so he got a special edition with a #1 on it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And we've got another special edition with the vintage bash
Logo on it. Yep.
Yep.
And that's been given away as a door prize to one lucky entrant here this weekend.
Yeah, so everybody that's entered in this awesome vintage bash gets a chance.
Just as we see the rain start to come through again.
Yeah, so I
Right.
enjoyed it.
Looks like it
So
today.
I feel
We said that before, but we've got 35 cars running around the track at any given time.
Time to get one out there, I think.
so it's a bit like Bendigo because it's sort of hit a little bit.
It was
and
a little
then
bit hit and
run. Yeah.
On Sunday it was. Sunday was perfect.
Wow, how good is it? There you go.
Yep, so that's
All right,
the new
so
one.
I guess we'll have the link
Yeah,
again for.
it's Grand Prix 3D again. Yeah. But yeah, all the information and photographs, etc. on the
Yeah.
website.
So the body is quite different, isn't it?
Yes, body's different. Got all the cowling at the back.
Yep.
Over the engine.
Yep.
Whereas that one was all just open and exposed.
Yep.
The original. What else? Yeah, different windscreen. So we've got that one here, which has got a
Work of art.
vacuum formed windscreen on it.
Oh yes.
that
Yeah,
we've
beautiful.
done. Yeah, so the original Type L, we had a 3D printed windscreen, and you can like sand it back and spray it with some clear coat. It looked okay because it was a bit of a yellow sort of tint, but it wasn't going to quite work for the the clear clear windscreen style.
Yep.
So yes, we did a mold, so 3D printed mold, of course. And, Revex Customs up in Queensland did the back forming for us.
It looks like he's wearing actual gloves.
Yeah, it's got a
Well,
nice,
you can't
nice
drive it.
beige filament. Well, yeah,
You
you can have
can't-
gloves to race. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you're
the
going to
other
drive it barehanded. What are you?
Well,
It's
it's got nice-
barehanded.
nice
Oh,
hands,
well, what?
so-
I don't like bears because they're angry, right?
Yeah.
But this particular one looks like he's actually wearing the gloves, whereas the other
Well,
one
what are you
looked
going to do? Wear it on his head?
it's like a onesie. You put it all on and you had the gloves incorporated. No?
I think you're making it up, mate.
Am I?
You're making it up.
Oh,
Must
sorry.
have been you just butchering another one.
The gloves is one of the very few parts that hasn't changed.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go.
But thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
Thanks for
Now,
bringing
what do
that
you
up.
mean? I like-
Story.
I like perpetuating, rubbish.
Yeah.
Um,
You've got a good eye for
Interested.
you've got a good eye for detail.
that's right. You've got his arms moving.
I made him the drive.
It wobbles a bit.
Oh, he
too.
does too.
Yeah, made him wobble a bit.
He's
So,
not loose.
so as he turns, turns into the corner of
Oh.
Doesn't fall out.
How'd you do that?
magic. It's
Oh,
got
okay.
It is the,
special
the
hole
new models.
technology.
The new models are fitted with elongated holes and a bit of magic.
That's it. Mostly elongated holes,
All right.
but it's definitely magic.
All right. I love it. I love it. Look at all that, all the detail
All right,
here.
put it down, mate. Come on.
Oh, what?
How long's
Is that
the
it?
Stop.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. Stop.
All right. Sorry.
Just
Sorry.
you and
I'll
Andy
step
need to
back
get a
out.
freaking room.
Get
Yeah,
a room,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
There's another one next door.
Yeah. Shall we get a regular?
Awesome.
GP3D. That's right. We're
Yeah.
giving away a VQS as well. Not to be
Yes.
upstaged by you, but people
Quite
seem
quite a nice car.
people seem a bit more, quite a nice car. People seem a little bit more excited by yours.
Oh, really?
They seem to be.
Yep.
I don't get it, but you know,
I think your car's pretty cool.
Everyone for themselves. Yeah,
Yeah. I like it. I
Well,
like this one too because I get the driver's spot. See?
Yeah,
maybe.
BJ's precious.
You want to drive it?
Yeah. Before you do, hopefully.
Why is that? You're afraid it won't be one piece. What's that look?
I've seen you drive the Comical before.
Yeah, how good was it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good indeed. All right. What else?
All right.
Who else have we got queued up to come on?
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Yep, thanks, Andy.
Fantastic. Thank you, Andy.
Cool,
Thanks
cool.
for showing us all your goodies. And,
Wow,
and your RC10 sickness is real.
amazing.
Yes,
It is real.
Yep.
That is fantastic.
Out of control. It's
I
awesome.
know, that is awesome. Thank you,
Thank
Andy.
you, Andy. Excellent. Thanks, Nick.
Welcome back, Nick.
I'm
What
back.
did you find, mate? Who did you find?
No one.
You
I think people are going home.
people
We're gonna
are,
have to do it again tomorrow.
people are going home.
But
I don't think we will do it again tomorrow,
I don't think
unless
so.
the
either.
weather's bad.
But
What do we got?
What
should
have
we
we
look
got?
at briefly at this one?
Yeah, let's look at some. So we're lucky enough to meet up with Craig Bowrings,
Craig Bowrings.
who worked at Hearns Hobbies in the 80s.
Yes.
And he was also a team driver for Associated,
Yes.
and he also had access to some of these other cars, which is brought along here. So Craig did work in America for some time. He worked for Twister Motors, hand winding motors in the day.
Oh, wasn't it Reedy?
No.
Okay, that's yep.
Yep.
He worked
So he
for
worked for
Twister.
Twister.
Yep.
And then he got a Losi. So we've got a Losi there as well, which is
Yep.
interesting. So how about we look at the Losi? Because the Losi's got, I think I know a little bit more about the Losi because Craig was kind enough to tell me a little bit, but I've forgotten most of the details.
It's got
So
a
these-
brittle. It does have a brittle antenna. We can confirm.
So this is
A JRX2.
a JRX2, an original JRX2, one of the earliest ones. So
The
it's, either,
earliest
it's either
ones.
pre-production or prototype.
I
Yes.
think you mentioned it was a prototype actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got all the carbon fiber here, which he explained to me before. All the carbon fiber that was used on cars at that time, it came out of a factory where this was all offcuts from the bits they used off an F-18.
F18.
Okay, so there's
Wow.
aircraft grade carbon fiber.
Because it used to be ridiculously
Yeah,
expensive.
expensive,
It was
so-
only used in military and some real like
High-end
aeronautical.
applications.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so this has got the original 5-link. So that's a 5-link that was
That's a
on
5-link
like a
rear.
Mercedes Benz. They had 5 links at 190E and
Did
stuff
they?
like that.
Not sure. I've
I
never
think so.
Oh, I can see that.
I'll have to believe you.
Okay, and that was the first time they had like a semi-trailing arm.
The semi.
Well, it's semi-trailing arm because of this.
Ah,
So it's not a full trailing arm. It's
Okay.
semi-trailing arm
yep, right.
because I got 2 arms, 3 up, it's got an
Yeah.
upper and a lower, and then
then
it's
2.
connected to the side. So it actually has, it's got toe change as it goes through the suspension.
Yep.
Yep. The other thing that it had was the sliding plastic drive shafts.
And that
Telescoping.
carried through for a few models later as well.
So interesting enough, that sliding drive shaft is still in use in some modern fashion cars, like Traxxas.
Traxxas
Yes,
utilize
Has
it
exactly.
on
that-
all the stages.
Yeah,
And it is-
so,
Very much an industry standard.
yeah, it's really
And Lossy actually were really good at engineering injection molding.
Right.
You know, that's what I think what they were famous for. Was really, and that same with that transmission. That transmission would have been new for that car. That carried through till 1993 as well. But yeah, where the other cars were all alloy tub chassis, I
Yep,
want to say, they went for more the composite plastics.
Yes.
Obviously, this one here, being a prototype car, does have the bespoke carbon fiber, but the later ones was always injection composite molded plastics.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can work out how to take this off.
Oh, you need
so
to
we've
remove
got
the wing.
we've got the wing tubes.
Yeah.
Remember the old wing tubes?
Wing wire,
That's it. So there's a wing wire. Whoops.
where now they're sort of mounted
So-
more solidly. You
so
carry
it's
your
bent
car
like that.
around by the wing.
That's
You
right.
can't marshal these cars by the wing.
By the wing, no
Because
And
you
you
just
can
rip it clean out.
It's got the original dirt
That's-
still on it from the last time it was run.
And it's 20 cents.
And there's
Would have-
20 cents for a weight.
Would have had to get up to weight.
But there's no weight in this. Have you felt it?
Super light, yeah. You definitely. It's nothing here. Very light.
What year would have been a JRX2?
That would have been
86?
80, I want to say, yeah,
85?
88. And that, like I said, a lot of the similarities went up to sort of 93. The bell crank steering carried through to the Pro SE. That transmission,
Right.
yeah, it was like a 6-gear transmission.
So you got the saddle pack holes there.
Yep.
The molded front end.
It is really
So
cool.
again, you've got the kick up.
And that's the trickiest part.
Yeah, I was going to say.
When you're molding carbon fiber, and I'm sure Andy Cooke explained it a little bit with one of his RC10s. One of his biggest hurdles with the project is actually bending the car or having it produced at a set angle.
Yeah, and then
cutting it out.
Cutting exactly.
Yeah,
and maintaining everything.
Yeah.
Center and line up.
That's right. That's right.
So cars of the day were all rear motor, right?
Yeah.
But they're going towards mid motor these days.
Yeah. Which is essentially just pivoting.
Yeah.
Pivoting the motor around.
Yeah.
In front of the.
So the motor's over here instead of at the back.
Yeah. And because of that, we've had to generally go to an alloy chassis to get rid of some of the heat.
Yeah.
Because the motors used to be at the back and used to be quite cool. Got a chicken dancing in the background over there.
Yep, we have.
Haven't we?
And there's the wing tubes there. Okay, so the wire just presses in and just held in with spring action.
Spring action?
Yeah.
What's spring action?
Spring action. So here, you see
I think you're making things up.
as it goes into the tube.
I think you're bent.
Springs across here. I'm bent as much
You're
as
bent.
you are. We're just bent differently.
I'll be Z bend, you can be Y bend.
That's it. How cool is it? Okay, so that's the Losi, that's the JRX2.
Okay, which one are you on next?
So he got this while he was working in the States.
Yes.
He's gone out of control, this guy.
Who?
Yo, you're right into this vintage bash, aren't you?
I like it because, I mean, this is the sort of era, right, before I even worked in the industry. This is the stuff that excited
You
me.
grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I suppose it was all a little bit more handmade then.
It was.
it was a lot more handmade actually. Yeah.
A little bit more handmade, a little bit more user modified.
Yep.
Now they're just produced so
Mass-produced.
much better and mass produced that
Yeah.
you just take it out of the box, build it and run it.
That's right.
And they're phenomenal. Oh my god. I think she's lost it. I think
Yes,
Tamara's,
yes.
I think Tamara's had 3 milkshakes too many.
Yep. Hey. Milkshake cocktails.
Oh.
4 milkshakes.
So it's just in here. What do you got over there?
I was on before 10 o'clock.
Let's see if anyone can
What
guess.
have we got?
What is that?
I
What
want
is
to. I want to say it's a Schumacher. But
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, BJ. It's a little bit before my time, so educate me.
So this is a Shoemaker cat. So apparently
cat.
this is one of the few cats that were flown into the country for the team drivers to use.
Yes,
So at the time, it was Greg Collins, I think, organised these.
yes.
So this is pretty much driven a little bit and then driven again. So it's an original.
Original. So
It's
it
not
was
a re.
raced
It's not a re-rate. It's been
Yeah.
raced.
because they have re-released these cars.
That's right.
And there's a couple actually out on the track on the weekend.
Yes. Yes, they're driving around.
Let's put a top camera again.
Yep.
All right. So
All right.
Talk to me about it, Beige. Come on, you're the
I
man.
think that one of this is a very interesting part.
This is one of the features which is quite interesting because Shoemaker. So it was Cecil Shoemaker that started.
Cecil,
Yes, he was a Cosworth engineer, so racing Cosworths, and then he started designing these cars. So he's put a lot of different thought into it. The belt drive on the car is actually underneath the chassis.
yes,
Okay, so it's exposed underneath, but it's protected by the undertray. So the undertray in the past used to just be put on as an afterthought to keep out dirt.
yes,
This is actually integral to make it work properly. You
Yes.
can't run this without the undertray
yes,
because you strip the belt, right? But that's all incorporated and screwed through the bottom, so it's actually dust-proof.
yep,
Yeah. And because of this channel as well, it keeps it stiff.
Yep.
Okay, so if you're hitting anything with that, it's not going to go through it either. Okay, so that's one of the biggest differences. And then front suspension. So you had molded suspension arms with these blocks, and you could change the camber by putting in different blocks.
Different blocks.
Different, I guess, washer type things in there.
Yep.
And then also had what they call the crashback front end. Okay, at the moment, this one's been cable tied together.
Oh, these ones had it too.
Yeah, so it had a variety of O-rings that you put across the front, and when you hit something, it actually, this whole section here is an assembly.
Folded
and
away.
It folds.
Oh, so it doesn't break.
Yeah, it's like a wing. So if you hit a curb, it'll fold back and you keep going. So it almost helps you ride over it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that was the feature they continued into a couple of generations. And then over here, they use the rose joints, which is very familiar to a real car.
Yes.
Yeah. These. And you see the angle that these can get with the
Massive.
steering.
The lock.
Yeah.
Like a drift car.
And that's with those big sliding drive shafts. Okay, so that's similar to Losi, but these came before Losis did. So there were a lot of things that people were used to. And one of those was building these, because they had to stretch those over these, and it was almost impossible. So you had to heat these up to be able to do it. And then the rear end had this, I I don't know how you describe it. It's like the diff was actually mounted within the center here, as in the top.
And this is a mid-mount car.
It's already moving.
And it's got like 32 pitch spur gear.
Look at that.
Yeah, so chunky. So it's
And
pretty
what
much
year?
32.
What year would this have been?
This would have been 85, I reckon.
85
Yeah. Because Masami won his first world championships with a cat.
with a cat.
Yeah. And the story goes, they originally had the original was just called Cat, but then the XL came out, extra long wheelbase. Okay, with it had different plates, different belt. And Masaki, who is Masami's father and mechanic, went and flew over there. He built a brand new car, and that's the car that he won the world championship with. And that also shows how good a driver he is.
Why?
Because he just got this brand new car, and they just thrown it on the track, and it wins.
Did you not see Nick before?
Yeah. Like
Huh?
he won. He won the comic
He
book
just
too.
flew in,
That's right.
flew in, we threw a transmitter in his hand. Let's
Turn
go
on.
get it.
You didn't tell me where the
And
switch
then-
was.
They didn't know where the switch was. That's right. I had to find the switch.
I had to find
And
the
he went
switch.
out there and won.
That's it. Yes.
Won. He left
Is it?
everybody.
It's twice.
So you see that here? So this is where the balls are mounted, and that's where your diff action happens.
Ah, yes.
And that's where you adjust your diff.
And slipper at the same time.
Yeah, and it had two belts going down to the back.
2 belts.
Yeah, and they basically drive each section.
Yep.
So it's like two pulleys at the back here.
Yep.
And that's the only point where they're joined together.
It's actually brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant engineering.
It is totally left field.
Yep.
Yeah. And then when you talk about the diff here, actually I should do it this way.
Yep.
I don't know if you can actually see, but you see the bearing mounts here, they're actually eccentric, so that's how you adjust your belt tension.
Yes.
So you see the variety of holes, so you turned around and screwed it in a different point.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So quite an innovative car and very successful at the time.
You're excited. That's the main thing.
I am excited.
And
How
when,
good is
so this one was raced 40 years ago.
That's right. It's got a
Almost,
Novak servo in it. You don't see many Novak servos anymore.
Nope.
Don't see much of Novak anything
At all.
anymore.
No, that's right.
We still have some
And, now the
speed
fun,
controllers in,
we got
in the
some
shop.
new in the speed controller. We're putting that away for superannuation.
Retirement.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Look at the size of that wing.
You like a
It's
big
got this-
wing?
It's got this funky cutout too.
Banjo.
Doing, 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 doing.
Wow.
So yeah, that's cool.
Have you
So-
been in the Sugar Egg Beach?
So this
Not
one's
enough.
apparently are going to be in the shop. So
Yes,
In the shop. These are going to come on display.
that's right.
and I guess we can pick
And we'll
them up
get Craig in, and I
Exactly.
think we'll get him in the studio.
and just have
And
a
actually,
further
instead of us
discussion.
pelicans talking about it,
That's right. He can
he'll
explain
actually
exactly.
be able to
That's it.
actually talk about it with some proper knowledge.
Right.
How good is that paint job
That's retro.
for
isn't
that
it?
long ago? No,
True
that would have all been had to do with masking tape
Masking
That's
tape.
right.
and paintbrush, probably.
Yep.
Maybe.
Also the undertray.
Yeah.
It's matching.
Yeah. Wow.
It's cool.
Masami had similar colours back when he won the world championship. No? Was that Schumacher colours?
He had some
Black,
He
red,
had,
yellow, and
they were
white.
German. They were German flag colours for some reason. I know there's a story behind that.
Okay.
But it was also the motor he used was an HPI motor.
HPI.
It was an
Wow.
HPI Uno. I remember
Uno.
that. Uno.
You know, it's all coming. It's all just
Wow.
spilling out of you today.
It is.
Must be
Put
that.
a remote
Must be
control
the
car memory
Healy.
card
Must be
in.
the Healy hot dog that you had.
Oh wow, it's magical, isn't it?
Hey.
We'll
Yeah.
talk about that. Let's
That's
another
amazing.
time.
All
There
right.
you go. You
All
got
right.
the one
I think
way
we're
there.
gonna.
I think we should knock this
We're
one
gonna call
off.
it?
I think so.
I think we should go out there and try and have a run.
I think so. The comicals are going to go out.
The comicals are going to go
It's a
out,
3 minutes race.
That's it.
and we're going to have a blast.
How good's it been? So unfortunately, the weather hasn't been the greatest.
No.
But we would have liked to have shown you a lot more. But we've got a lot of footage. We've walked around.
Yes.
We've done.
You guys went out roving
tour.
with the cameras
Yeah, we
earlier,
went-
yeah?
Yeah.
So
So we'll do that more, and we'll.
look out for all that footage. We'll get that working, and we'll get that out next week.
Yes.
I want to
Also-
say next
oh,
week.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We've got some stuff, so
I'll
keep
start
an eye
tonight.
out on our social media. We've got a few videos out already,
That's it.
and reels and such. Hopefully, we'll have more.
That's it.
Fantastic,
It's been a
guys.
blast so far.
Really hope you've enjoyed this trackside special at the Vintage Bash.
Yep.
2022
Yep.
down here at Keilor, and yeah, let's get stuck into some racing.
That's
That's
it.
it. All right. See you
Thank
guys
you.
later.
Fantastic, guys.
Thanks for
Thanks for
joining us.
watching.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.